Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another Sunday video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the AMD Radeon HD 7790 in 2024. Now, despite this being an AMD 7000 series GPU, it is a very old one. It's from 2013, so it's 11 years old at this point. It has 1 GB of GDDR5 memory running on a 128-bit memory bus, 896 shading units, 56 TMUs, 16 ROPs, and it consumes 85 watts of power, so it actually needs a 6-pin power connector right there. Now, this was a mid-range GPU back when it released, and guess what price it cost back then? $149 MSRP. For a mid-range GPU, my friends. Oh boy, how times have changed. Now, since this is such an old GPU, obviously a lot of newer titles won't really work on it, they won't even launch, and with that 1 GB of VRAM, yes, there's a 2 GB version, but, well, I got the 1 GB as usual. This was given to me, actually. I didn't even buy it this time, so I didn't chip out on VRAM, okay? Obviously, it's not going to play the recent titles, but let's see how it plays some popular ones in 2024 now. Shall we? Alright, let's install it in the test system, which is running a Ryzen 5 3600X CPU, 32 GB of RAM, this is DDR4 3200 MHz in dual channel, and all of the games will be installed on an SSD. Let's start with Apex Legends today. Look at those textures. Damn, okay. Going over the settings, we're playing at 720p using the lowest settings. Texture streaming is set to none, and that's why it looks like crap in terms of textures. Oh boy, so many people dropping here. This is way better than I was expecting. Dropping from the sky in this game is one of the most intensive things that you can do, aside from ultimates and explosions everywhere, you know. And down here, look at that. 100 plus. That's crazy for an 11-year-old GPU. Damn. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's throw a smoke out. See the FPS inside of a couple of smokes at the same time, dropping down into the 60s. All right, so it gets intensive inside of smoke effects and so on. Ooh, so many over there. Should I take a shot here? I'm not sure. Probably not, right? Let's move on. Okay, I'm gonna go in this direction. Oh my God, look at this one. This is some Minecraft level texture. Actually, it's worse than Minecraft at this point. Whoa, it's some RuneScape classic type of textures sometimes in some areas, okay? Not all of them, but damn. Still, I am all for it. This is a 1 GB GPU, of course, and if this is what it takes for games to be playable on 1 GB cards, I'll take it. I mean, it's not stuttering at all. 1% lows are pretty good. Frame time graph is flat. Like, it's amazing, actually, in terms of smoothness and stability in this game. Whoa, whoa, hello. Oh boy, they actually hit me. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Dude, this guy is crazy. What the, like, no way. That's incredible. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna need to test out the ultimate inside of the firing range as usual, because I suck at this game. Anyway, ultimate is up and it drops into the 50s once again whenever a lot of explosions are happening. But I mean, it's very playable still in Apex Legends and super impressive for an 11-year-old card, right? Next would be Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that I have played in 1 GB GPUs countless times, but lately it's been giving me some errors. So I'm gonna start it in safe mode and see if it works. First, it's gonna tell us that our computer doesn't meet the minimum requirements. It doesn't matter. Let's click OK. It launches it. It's set to the Vulkan API, as you can see there, and everything seems to be working in the loading screen, but then we get this error right here saying that we're out of memory, and if I just ignore it, put it away like that, it just stays in this screen forever. It is a shame, guys, because this would have worked. I know for sure that it would. I'm still gonna try to fix it here in the config files. I'm gonna edit them, and over in the API, I'm gonna change to DirectX 12, like that, and save that. it's kind of the same thing, though. This one opened in full screen instead of windowed, but yeah, same thing. Yep, out of memory. It just crashed completely this time. Doesn't even move from this logo. Yeah, I guess Red Dead Redemption 2 won't be possible to test here. I was really looking forward to it, especially after the great performance in Apex. But you know what's crazy? Cyberpunk actually allows us to launch it. Okay, we're playing at 720p resolution using FSR 2.1 set to quality and the lowest settings here. And I mean, we all know at this point that Cyberpunk is more intensive than Red Dead Redemption 2, and we're seeing around 40 frames per second with a lot of stuttering because of the VRAM, of course. But still, I guess it is better than something like a GTX 750, for example. Ugh, that's stuttering, though. But yeah, goodbye, Bob! Hey, there we go. Good stuff. He's dead. Very nice, very nice. But it's a shame, once again, that Red Dead 2 doesn't work, because it could have been a decent experience there. Over here, I would not recommend this, obviously. It's pretty insane still that we're getting 30 plus frames per second most of the time, but of course with those 1% lows being at 13 with a lot of stuttering because of the VRAM, yeah, it kills the experience. But if this was the 2GB version of this card, which unfortunately I couldn't find any, okay, at least here, it would have been pretty stable of an experience, guys. I mean, that's crazy to think about, once again. Also, GPU usage isn't maxing out here. That's probably because of the older drivers and architecture not being optimized for this game. But yeah, it's impressive that it got 37 FPS average in the end. Next is Rust at 1080p resolution, utilizing low settings with potato textures here, 100% resolution scale, and shader level is set to 300. This one's set to 1000. This one's set to 50. Everything else set to the minimum. This is just to make the game look a little bit better, okay? And on the options settings, make sure to disable Bob, okay? Because that's very important. Let's start counting our FPS, and it's getting around like 40 frames per second here in this forest area. This is usually pretty intensive, around lots of trees and grass and stuff like that. And it seems like it's doing a decent job, although with a lot of stuttering because, well, it's a 1GB GPU, and this game isn't the most stable thing either. Let's go in this direction, get inside of the outpost area, and look at that, it's going up into the 50s. That's pretty decent, guys. I mean, I wouldn't really have a major problem playing this game. There's a guy over there. It's an actual player. Oh boy. Hopefully he doesn't kill. It's a safe zone. That's right. Yeah, he won't kill us at all. So let's get inside of the outpost here. 45. It is playable. I mean, if you can overlook the stutters, which are very annoying, but I guess all of the newer titles have stutters anyways, right? Most of them do. It is actually a playable experience here in Rust. I think I could have fun playing like this. I mean, I could even have fun with the GTX 745 last Sunday at 720p with like 30 FPS. This is way better than that card, guys. And if you really, really want to play Rust, this can still provide a decent and playable experience here. Now I'm playing PUBG at the 1080p resolution, 100% resolution scale, and very low settings. Alright, here we go. We're getting around 60 frames per second while dropping from the sky. Not bad at all. It's really refreshing testing this after a GTX 745. This looks like a proper gaming GPU from the era, you know, whereas the 745 is just a GT in disguise, even though it's a GTX card. Anyway, let's start counting our FPS here. The frame time is super stuttery. I mean, it's kind of expected because this is a UE4 engine title. But hey, it could also be stuttering a bit because of that 1GB frame buffer, guys. It's probably not enough here for PUBG at 1080p resolution for a smooth experience at least, but I mean, it's still somewhat playable, right? If you really, really wanted to play this, it would be possible. I just wish more games did things like Apex Legends, really. Let's select the 70% resolution scale right now, which will make it run at a much lower resolution. Still doesn't look absolutely terrible, though. And as you can see, it's up into the 80s right now. I feel like this is still a playable experience in terms of the graphics, not too pixelated. It's around what, like 720p resolution, a little bit above that, so yeah, it's going to work fine if you are after that 60 plus FPS experience here in PUBG. All right, we're in a big city right now. This is Zhaotin. Yes, there we go. And in terms of optimization, just by driving around the city here, I'm noticing this. It has come a long way, my friends. I remember playing this game on 1 GB cards when it came out, and it wasn't even playable, okay? It would drop FPS into the teens and single digits whenever you looked at an entire city, like this. This one's getting like 60 FPS whenever it's not stuttering, so it is way better. Obviously, those stutters are super annoying, and while driving around, it's even worse than walking around. If you're just walking, usually it's smooth, you know? But yeah, I think if you have this GPU, you should probably give PUBG a go. Maybe you might like it. I don't know. I certainly played a lot of it with a ton of stuttering back in the days, and well, this is just like that. I still had fun. Next is Counter-Strike 2 at 720p, utilizing the low settings here. Native resolution, start counting your FPS. It's in the 100s. I guess it... Hello there. It will drop a little bit if you play with like smokes and so on, you know. If you play competitive or casual mode, it will likely drop there, but just to have a feel of the game here, I'm playing deathmatch as usual. Oh boy, no, missed the flick there. Damn it, not from behind. Come on, come on. Hello. There we go. Hello, sir. Double headshot there. Reload. Please, faster, faster. Come on. Get that one, okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Another one over there. Oh, I missed. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. And well, we finished 4th place, but I guess we're gonna win a crate. Yes. Oh yes. Is this a good one? Probably, right? It's orange and stuff. So, all right. That's it for Counter-Strike. Should we try out some smoke effects as well? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, here we go, guys. Smoke test in the house. That is pretty decent. It doesn't even drop into the 60s. What? Let's throw the AG grenade. That's really intensive as well. Did they fix something with the smokes? I mean, that's awesome. Let's play GTA 5 next at 1080p resolution using high settings with a couple of compromises here and there because of the 1 GB of VRAM. But as you can see, it's doing a pretty decent job here, guys. 60 FPS. Oh yeah! Let's start counting our frames here, dropping down into the 50s sometimes, but for a single player title, it's absolutely fine, in my opinion, for a card like this as well. Now, I was actually kind of expecting this performance because I recently tested the HD 7790 in GTA 5 in a separate video at various resolutions and settings, and I knew what to expect. This is kind of like GTX 750 Ti performance in this title, maybe slightly lower than that actually. It's going to be a great experience, and it doesn't really consume all that much power either at the 85-watt TDP. It's a pretty solid option in my opinion. Hello Jacqueline, how's it going? Jack isn't here, but at least we got to see Jacqueline, and we will get to kill Bob. Oh, come on, come on. Now this over here is one of the most intensive areas in the game because of all of the bushes and stuff, and it drops down into the 40s, not even dropping into the 30s to go, bye Bob. So it is a really solid experience in GTA 5. I could definitely recommend this, you know. Next up is Hogwarts Legacy at 720p using FSR2 on quality, which makes it 480p and the lowest settings. This is a bit more recent of a game, so it's also more intensive, and it's getting around like 30-35 frames per second here in Hogsmeade. The thing is, Hogsmeade is more CPU bound than GPU bound, so once we get out of here, I think it's going to drop into the 20s pretty often. Let's go and ride our little broom here. Yep, okay, so now it became pretty rough. Yep, into the 20s very often, and the problem is, to get higher FPS, you'll need to utilize lower FSR values, and it will start looking really terrible. Let's try FSR2 on performance. And, yep, it is super soft, guys. It still drops down from 30 FPS. this is not a game for the 7790. It's very impressive, though, that it still manages to work. It launches the game, and sometimes it can be playable. Let's try FSR 1 on performance now. FSR 1 is usually a little bit less intensive than FSR 2. Up into the 40s. Alright, maybe it's going to be playable. Wait a second. Obviously, in terms of visuals, with FSR 1 performance, it's going to look extremely bad. So let's try it with FSR quality. This is FSR 1 on quality. It's still dropping into the 20s, okay? Not too often, though, alright? But, I mean, it's FSR 1 on quality and 720p resolution to begin with. And that looks absolutely terrible. Okay, this is one of those games that it's a bit too much for the 7790, unfortunately. Oh boy, Forza Horizon 5 looks so bad right now. We're playing this at 720p, utilizing no anti-aliasings or upscalers and very low settings. Now, unfortunately, we're kind of stuck to the very low settings because of the VRAM. You know, if you increase it, the VRAM is going to be maxed out. It's already maxed out, actually, right now, but it would just become a worse experience with a lot of stuttering and so on. Right now, it's pretty stable, as you can see. 39 FPS, 1% lows because of some fluctuation there in the frame time graph, but 60 on average is not bad at all. The biggest issue, in my opinion, in this game with this GPU is really the graphics quality. FPS are good, the stability is decent, but the graphics are awful. And we're finally in the big city area, guys. 40s, you might drop into the 30s in a little bit, actually, in the worst case scenario, but it's a little bit better than what I thought it would be after seeing the FPS drops near the festival area previously at the beginning of the benchmark run. And now let's go to the tunnel, which is the most intensive thing in the game. Actually, getting out of the tunnel is. And over here, 40s, getting out of the tunnel. 35. 35 is the minimum. So again, from a performance standpoint, it is playable, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Unless you find the game for really, really cheap and you don't want to upgrade the GPU, or maybe you're fancying some PS2 graphics, right? Also, I just noticed this, but this is a problem with older Radeon GPUs, with older drivers. The numbers on the license plates are pretty weird, but it's a minor issue. Now, this one is pretty sick, guys. We're at 1080p using high settings, sort of. This one is on low, this one is off, and these are intensive settings, but you don't need them. It's Valorant. It's getting 200 plus frames per second, and it's such a buttery smooth experience. Imagine this. If you buy... oh, God. If you buy a 240 hertz monitor and you don't have more money to spend on a graphics card, you buy one of these for like 20 bucks. Just skip one meal of the day or something and save 20 bucks. And you're gonna see insane FPS, guys, in this game. I'm not even sure if this supports 240 hertz actually. So keep that in mind, but it's really crazy. It's a very smooth, high refresh rate experience in Valorant. You know what? Let's see a little bit of AWP action, or AWP action. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Glad I jumped there. Come on, pick me again. No, that was another one. That's unfair. Okay. I was having a sniper fight with the other one. What the hell is that guy doing? Come on. I think I got him. I shot him through the wall there. Okay, another one down. Good stuff. Oh, that was a camping bastard. Of course, there is always a camping bastard in Valorant. That was a nice flick shot, by the way. All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Cool. 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 Another one. Come on. Oh, I hear somebody. Oh, I hope that if they do introduce UE5, they don't stop supporting these older GPUs, because that would be the biggest shame of them all. I hate when developers do that, you know. They have a game running very well in old GPUs, then they release a new patch or update or something, like Red Dead Redemption in this video, right? And then it just doesn't work anymore. It sucks. Next is Dota 2 at 1080p resolution using the medium settings with 100% resolution scale. Let's wait for a team fight to break out over here. It seems like without anything demanding happening, you get around 90 to 100 frames per second, which is pretty stable and great, of course, for a game like Dota. And I mean, even if it drops into the 50s sometimes, in worst case scenarios, it's still going to be pretty playable, right? I'm not sure if it will drop though. This is a gaming GPU after all. Usually GT cards do drop, but gaming cards, GTX, older ones don't. Over here we see it drop slightly into the 50s. Not amazing, but I mean, for the price of the card and for what it is, for power consumption as well, and the age, it's fine. It's more than fine. It's completely playable in Dota 2, and I would definitely enjoy playing a game here with the 7790, guys. Like, it's great. It looks great as well on medium settings. Pretty nice stuff. Well guys, now I'm testing Resident Evil 4 Remake at 720 by 480, this 480p with more similar to 16 by 9 aspect ratio. It's not quite, but it's better than a stretched out 800 by 600 resolution, for example, or 640 by 480. And we're using the lowest settings with ultra performance FSR2. I tried to aim for 30 FPS, but it still keeps on dropping from 30 FPS, guys. It's absolutely terrible of an experience in this one, but I thought I'd include it because, well, the GPU can launch it, so it's very interesting. Where should I go? Oh, it's in this direction. I can't even see properly, guys. I guess if you are looking for that OG experience with very bad graphics and very low frame rate, this is it. Actually, not really. I think the original Resident Evil 4 still looked better than this one on the absolute minimum settings with the FSR and the low resolution, right? I mean, it's way too bad. You should not play this one. Overwatch 2 is next at 1080p using 100% resolution scale and the low settings preset. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Getting close to 100 frames per second, actually surpassing it at times. Not too bad. I don't think this map is too intensive, though. Alright, let's see some effects. Ooh, it actually did drop into the 60s there for a second, guys. Okay. Interesting. I did not expect that to happen after seeing 100 FPS there, just with a little effect, right? Okay, 80s. It is going to be a playable experience, don't get me wrong, but sometimes, because of some effects not being optimized for this card, I guess, it could drop a little bit. As you can see now, 70s at times. I thought there was a healing thingy over there for some reason. Come on. Many of them bastards over here. Come on, come on. Should I use these? Yes, sir. Come on. Oh, boy. No, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back. No. Oh. Now we got wall hacks, guys. Look at that. It's a Widowmaker's thingy, by the way. All right. Let's go. Well, I got one with the ultimate at least. And I died. I suck at this game, by the way, if you didn't notice. You know what? This map is giving me Battlefield 3 vibes, if you know what I mean. It's the blue accent. There's a lot of blue in this one. My God, stop. Okay, I give up, guys. It gets 86 FPS on average, 64 1% lows. It's super playable here in Overwatch 2, even at 1080p native res. You could enjoy it. I don't, because I don't really like this game. Next is Stutter Night, and we're playing this one at 1080p, utilizing performance mode, 100% resolution scale, far view distance, and the rest of the settings on low, so competitive settings, you could say. And here we go, guys, we're dropping from the sky. It's stuttering like crazy, but that's normal when you're dropping from the sky. Once we're down there, it should be a little bit better. And let's start counting our FPS. Oh! Seriously? Alright, we're at it again, my friends, dropping here in this forest area, which is pretty intensive. I'm gonna start counting our FPS. Lots of people dropped there as well, so let's go in this direction so we don't die right away. I mean, apparently I don't even need enemies to die in this game, right? Inside of a bush doesn't drop from 60 FPS, although we are having massive stuttering issues, guys. Look at those 1% lows, 19 frames per second. Obviously, the longer you play Fortnite, the less less it will stutter. I have played an entire game already before I started recording this, and it's still stuttery. But hey, I guess it's not the end of the world, because a lot of people still play this game despite its huge stuttering issues. So, wait, there's a guy over there. No, buddy, I only have a shotgun. Ooh, nice jump. Okay, all right, let's go. Come on, there we go, good stuff. There's another guy over here. Wait a second, can we get the bastard? Can we get the bastard? I think so. There we go, good stuff, good stuff. No stutters there while killing this one. Pretty decent, although I would love to have seen better stability, of course, especially since Epic apparently has added the shader compilation feature to this game in DirectX 12. They should do it as well in DirectX 11, please. Oh boy, come on. Where did he go? I sent him flying. There it is, another kill right here. This is great, guys. I mean, in terms of our performance, like individual performance from me, I am killing all of them. Well, not anymore. But I was doing great. GPU itself is also doing great. It just really sucks in terms of 1% lows. It's pretty terrible, guys. It could become smoother after a while, but I don't have like 3 hours to benchmark Fortnite today, so we're just gonna move on, okay? Now we're playing Battlefield 1 at 1080p using low settings, and guys, this doesn't have any issue whatsoever playing this masterpiece of a game. Still looks decent, even though it's from 2016, and even on low settings, it's alright looking here. And in the Argonne Forest, we got a lot of greens and stuff. I really like this here, you know? This map is awesome. And we're getting very good FPSs. What the? How did everything miss? And we're about to lose this one, unfortunately. So let's throw some grenades out. Okay, well, never mind. Almost got 69 average. Let's check out another map. This one was pretty quick. Come on, people, come on. Throw grenades at the bastards. Let's go. And flares as well, so they're on fire. Oh boy, explosions here. Okay, shall we go with the pistol here? I'm not feeling the pistol, actually. We're fine. This is not the best weapon, obviously, to be doing this. I need to change classes now. This is so immersive, this game, guys. Like, they nailed Battlefield 1, absolutely. Let's get inside, please. There we go. We're conquering the objective. There's one enemy around here. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, there he is. A couple of them, actually. Let's reload. Take them out here. Come on. Oh, the automatico. If you're fancying some BF1 with these old, very cheap GPUs, they don't even consume a lot of power. This is definitely the game for it. And my friends, it is conclusion time. Should you buy the HD 7790 in 2024, 11 years later? Well, that's up to you, actually. You've watched the video, you know the results. If the games you play run well on this, it's actually not a bad card, you know? If you can find one for like 20 or 30 bucks, I say go for it, because it can actually have a place, even today, in some people's rigs. I enjoyed its performance. I thought it was going to be a little bit slower than it actually is. Remember, this is the 1GB model as well. The 2GB version won't have as much of an issue with stuttering in most of the games. It's a decent little GPU. It performs a little bit faster sometimes than a 750 Ti, a little bit slower other times. Obviously, a 750 Ti is still my pick on these very ultra low-end budget GPUs, because it consumes like 35 watts of power while gaming, which is extremely low. This is 50 watts more. But I mean, again, it all comes down to price. There are no bad GPUs, only badly priced GPUs. And if you can buy one of these for like 20 bucks or something like that, it's actually a steal. A lot of people don't know about these old AMD GPUs. They're not as easy to compare as the old GTX cards, you know. You just see a GTX 750, 760, a 770, and you know, yes, it's very old. It's from the 700 series. You see an HD 7000 series. What is that, right? I know a lot of people who don't really know much about these old GPUs. I was one of them back in the days. Obviously, going with such an old GPU comes with some downsides as well. It could have been heavily utilized, it could be in its last legs, so keep that in mind. Driver support isn't really there, of course, because it's so old. It doesn't support latest titles, so if you want to get into some of the latest games released like 2 or 3 years ago maximum maybe, yeah, it won't even launch most of them because it lacks some of the features needed to do so. But still, again, it just comes down to the old games, and the old games are very fun still. So thanks very much for watching. I really enjoyed taking a look at this HD 7000 series GPU from 11 years ago. And yeah, it can still provide some decent gaming experiences in the end. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.